Right, hello everybody, Matt Fryer here and welcome down to Warrington Golf Club. Today we're on the hot topic of how to start the downswing. So if you are new to the channel guys, it's your first time watching any of the videos, do remember to hit that subscribe button because there is content to make you a better golfer and we all want that. So, how do we start the golf swing? And it's one of those things that I think we've got a good understanding of how we do it, but it's one thing that when I get a lot of people into the bay, it's something that's out generally. They're generally starting it in a manner that isn't beneficial to hitting loads of great golf shots. And the most common thing, and I would imagine a lot of people watching the video, is someone who either slices the golf ball or hits more of a pull. And that is because when we get up to the top of our golf swing, what we tend to see is we can make a really nice action, we wind up nicely, we create a great backswing, but then it's a little bit out of sync. It starts with the hands and it gets over the top, which means it's being thrown over the top of the plane of the swing here. So then the ball is now approaching from the outside, working across it to the inside, and if the face is either open, we get the slice closed, we then get more of a pull or a pull hook, and it's not a great result from there. So if we can just have one little image in our mind or one little thought that could help us do it, and it'll take a bit of practice, you've got to go and put the work in, because if you are someone who starts a little bit quickly with the hands, you've probably found a rhythm with that, you've probably ingrained it a little bit and got comfortable to actually starting a little bit over the top and sort of set that in as your system of how your golf swing works. So I'm going to give you a tip now that I used the other day in one of my lessons that helped, just with an idea of having something on our lead hip, helped us actually get into a better position. So let's take a look at that now. Right, so as you can see, I don't always walk around with a head cover and a bobble hanging out of my pocket. It's a training aid. What we've got here is one of my head covers and it's right near my hip. I might even, sometimes that's in my pocket. I sometimes get the lesson just to put it just flapped over the belt line here, just so it's hanging pretty close to your lead hip. And the reason for that is, like I say, when we get up to the top here, what we see is something where the hands come first and the hips almost work backwards away from the target line. So we see this lead hip almost pulling away and we get this sort of motion. Whereas in a good golf swing, everything's starting from the ground up in the downswing, in the transition. So what we'd like to see is something where when I get up to the top now, I'd feel it starts by pushing off my right foot into my left foot or trail into my lead. And for me, a great way I've found for people to get this feeling, once you've got this on your head, on your hip here, on your lead hip, it could be that you use a sock with a golf ball in it or something like that, or even just a towel poking out. The actual thought, if I were to say, can you just bump that towards the target for me from the top? If you just swing up to the top and hold your hands in position, don't move those, and bump this head cover towards the target for me, we get this little lateral motion here where we start to see it. Instead of legs staying quiet, almost working back sometimes and hands doing a lot of the work, the feeling and the imagery of bump that towards me, only a tiny bump, can you just push it forward an inch for me? We get this shift of pressure down in the floor, it gets us working towards our target, which then in turn will allow us to start the transition from the ground up, get the club actually, when I do start with a bit more of bump, you can even see there, me not moving my hands, me holding them still, actually drops the shaft a little bit shallower. So what I get everyone to do is swing up, hold the hands, bump the hips, swing through. So we go up, hold the hands, bump the hips, swing through. So then we can see that we've got this little shift of weight and pressure towards the target. I'm moving laterally just towards it slightly, then I let my hands go from there and we should start to see that we're getting it in sync. Once you've run through and had a hold the hands, bump and swing, maybe 10 or 11 times, you get used to this feeling, actually changing your, instead of it being up to the top and throwing it forwards almost, you're getting used to this new sensation. What I then want us to do is to actually hit somewhere we just feel that we're getting a little shift and going forwards from there. So it'd be up, bump and turn, up, bump and turn. And then once we've done it, like I say, main focus is now just on this head cover here. I'm going to go up, bump and turn in one nice smooth motion. And there, a nice little draw for me. Excellent shot, really crisp strike. I didn't see me throwing it over the top too much. It was really well synced up just by the feeling of getting this little bump towards target of my head cover. Like I say, you could do it with a towel or a sock or something like that, but it just gives you the idea of bumping and getting it started from ground up instead of from the hands down to the ground. So give that a go. Get something stuck just in your pocket or your belt line there. Hopefully that's going to help. Give this video a like if you think that it is going to help you solve your transition issues. Also, if you do want more tips to help you become a better golfer this year, remember to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you soon in the next one.